Hello trainers, and welcome to another video. I know everybody's been super excited about Pokemon Wind and Waves, and it's brand new, it's on the horizon, and I'm excited too. I've been super hyped just seeing all of the art that all of these wonderful artists have been creating, and then I decided, well, why don't I take a crack at it? Mine is, I think they're pretty cool, and without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that I wanted to take into account is what the inspirations were from. And as I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, you know, we have a bird, we have a dog, we have a gecko. How do we turn this into something else? I'm not super well versed in this, so it took me a lot of creative exercise, but it was really fun. So I first started with Brout, and I was wondering, what do I turn this into? Okay, Pokemon Wind and Waves, wind, bird, obviously, but what else could I combine it with? And then I was thinking, how about a windmill? Just literally turn this bird into a windmill, and how would I do that? Well, I also wanted to pick a type of bird to turn Brout into, because I know that Brout is just kind of like a little chick, and it's adorable, but also, like, it needs to turn into something cool. So I was looking at the local flora and fauna for all of these within Southeast Asian culture and what's around there native. So I was kind of thinking, okay, either a black-naped fruit dove or a bird of paradise. Like, the actual one, not just the plant, though that would actually be kind of cool now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know if this is how they do it actually at Game Freak, but what I decided to do was design all of the final evolutions first, and then the middle evolutions to kind of bridge the gap. I am going to still show them in order though, because final evolutions are always awesome. So for this middle stage, I obviously wanted to focus on growing up Brout a little bit more, and also changing it up a little bit, giving more of its little final flavoring to its middle evolution design. So I decided to go with kind of this wind pattern on its wings, and give it a stance that kind of looks like it's a little more proud. And as for the tail, I wanted to give it kind of that propeller backing tail type thing. On windmills, they have the spinny part, but then in the back they have like this little tail, and I'm assuming when the wind blows it kind of like pushes it in the direction, but I'm not actually sure. I'm not a wind expert, unfortunately. But anyway, I was super inspired by that concept, so I just kind of wanted to do that. And here we have Brout's middle evolution, Pulleaf. Pulleafs spend most of their time around man-made objects. Many people believe this has caused strange genetic mutations over time. I gave it the grass and flying dual typing with the ability Chlorophyll, and it has a height of about 3 feet and its weight is 17 pounds. As you can see in its design, I really wanted to take like the little eyebrows that Brout had and kind of expand them a little bit on the face and on the head, and overall just give it a way more inspired design by, you know, that secondary element. On to the final evolution. What I really wanted to do with this one is, again, I did make this one first, but I just wanted to take that windmill concept and really amplify it. And at first I kind of made it look a little too similar to Articuno with the 3 leaves on its head, so I did end up changing that because I didn't like how the crest looked. But, yeah, so the propeller tail, I'm honestly a really big fan of this one. I wanted to make it the leaves like Brout has on his face, and then I kind of combined this with a peacock / bird of paradise, both of which are native birds, and they're both extremely beautiful. Its long flowing wings I thought of as kind of like the wind, which is why I made them into clouds. That and when peacocks kind of have their feathers down, it looks like this plush blanket of sorts, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, the final evolution of Brout, we have Pyramil. Pyramil tend to be solitary creatures, however fiercely loyal. Locals have figured out a way to use their flight for energy. This also has the grass flying dual type, but the ability is now clear body. Its height is about 5 feet 2 inches and its weight is 60 pounds. On to Gekwa's line. So Gekwa's was kind of interesting because since I did design the final evolutions first, I was kind of worried about what I would do to kind of meet in the middle here. I decided to go with a Philippine sailfin lizard because I thought those were freaking awesome, and then also I'm kind of a dinosaur person, so I was like, you know what, this looks like a Spinosaurus, so I'm gonna combine a Spinosaurus with a sailfin lizard and see where it gets me. I actually ripped the middle Evo's tail off of its final evolution because I thought it was kind of more fitting. And I ended up changing it around a little bit, but mostly I wanted this guy to be still adorable, but kind of, you know, evolve it a little bit. I kind of feel like middle evolutions always have that sort of awkward phase, and I thought what better way to do that than to give this guy some personality. So he's kind of standing behind his tail, or sitting behind his tail and looking backwards, because I feel like that's a little bit awkward, a little bit unsure of itself, and I think that really pays to, you know, its design. So overall, this guy is named Salazar. It is a water poison dual typing, and Salazar enjoys sunbathing. They use their shed skin as extra fins to propel through water. Their ability is corrosion, and they also stand at 3 foot tall, weighing around 49 pounds. As for its final evolution, I really wanted to kick this one up a little bit. I love dinosaurs, so I was really debating on what to do with this guy. I first made him on all fours, but much to the chagrin of many of you, I'm sure, I ended up raising it on 2 legs, but I promise it's not super anthropomorphic. I just thought it looked better that way. I couldn't really get the quadruped stance the way that I wanted it to. And after I decided that I wanted to mix it with a Spinosaurus, you know, they're kind of on 2 legs, so I thought it would just work a little bit better that way. But ultimately, overall, I had a really fun time designing this one, and I tried really hard to get the fins to read well, while also being, you know, cartoony. I turned Gekwa's eyelashes into an eyelash/hairdo type beat, and honestly, I think it works pretty well here. Everything looks pretty fin-like and aerodynamic in water, and ultimately, I'm actually really happy with this one. This guy's name I had a little bit of trouble with though. Say hello to Spinofin. Spinofin hunt in packs. They're excellent swimmers and are often utilized as aids in water crises if trained. It is a water poison type with the ability Corrosion, and it stands at a whopping 8 feet 2 inches tall and weighs 300 pounds. So yeah, I don't think you want to mess with them. Ultimately, I am really happy about the color scheme. I'm not usually like a pink-purple type person, but I have to say, I think the pink fins work well here. And finally, the moment many of you have been waiting for, let's evolve Pombon. So with this one, I actually had a little bit of help and inspiration, and she was like, hey, what about the dog from Undertale? And I was like, yes. So for this middle evolution, I didn't quite go there yet, but I did go partway there. I decided what better way than to make it completely liquid. So it was almost kind of like combining Magcargo with a dog. And I decided to make it extremely drippy and, of course, keep it a puppy because I mean, puppies are adorable. I wanted the middle evolution to feel still likable, and even maybe preferable to the final evolution. I know sometimes that happens. And actually, considering that, I have a question. What middle evolution do you guys prefer over the final evolution? And while you're at it, if you would like to tell me, I'm very curious, feel free to interact with this video any way you see fit if you're enjoying it so far. This content is fresh and never frozen, so we're hard at work grilling up those patties for you. Thank you so much, guys. And without further ado, let's reveal this middle evolution. We have Ignu. It is a fire monotype with the ability Blaze. Its height is 4 foot 3 inches and its weight is 100 pounds. Ignu is a very playful companion. The more they want to fight or play, the hotter they become. This allows their fur to have a hot liquid-like appearance. I almost felt of this one kind of like a non-Newtonian fluid of sorts, because I feel like if you just have a literal puddle of lava, then everything would just be burning. It makes me wonder how they handle Slugma and Magcargo in the Pokemon world. And for the final evolution, not only was I inspired by the dog guards from Undertale, but I was also inspired by the many people that decided to evolve Pombon into a food dog. And I think that concept is really neat. However, I did want to change it up a little bit because we already kind of have Arcanine, which is a little bit of a food dog. Not quite on the nose, but still a food dog nonetheless. I wanted to make absolute certain that this good fluffy boy does not get the anthropomorphic treatment. I know we're all kind of tired of it. And I wanted to do something interesting with it where instead of actual armor, maybe from its middle evolution with all of the liquid lava, it hardened and turned into a lava rock. And this lava rock kind of, you know, helps it protect it from scratches, bites, that kind of thing. So, while this boy is extremely fluffy, things like his tongue or his paws or his tail have turned into rock. Everybody, say hello to Shibasal, a fire rock dual type with the ability Flame Body. Its height is about 6 feet tall and it weighs about 195 pounds. Shibasal's fur becomes so hot that it changes the chemical properties. These spots often harden and become like armor for battle. I had a very fun time designing all of these for you guys, and I'm wondering, based off of these middle and final evolutions, what starter would you go with? And do you think with their abilities, do you think that they're viable in battle? What stat spread do you think that they'd have? Do you think they'd be special attackers? Do you think that they'd be defensive, have more HP? I'm super curious, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a good day, and keep on training.